Welcome to the California Stories podcast from My Wine Radio. Hear California Stories each hour following our 15-minute music sweeps. We have cool things to do, fun places to see, and sometimes just great trivia about California. California Stories on My Wine Radio. In this episode, get an update on the California wine harvest for 2021. The Farm Worker Foundation benefit went extremely well recently in the Napa Valley, and there's a new long-range winter forecast for California. California is gearing up for a low-yielding 2021 wine grape harvest. The drinksbusiness.com reports that with the 2021 harvest in full swing in California, winemakers are reporting a high-quality but low-yielding vintage after an extended period of drought. As reported by winebusiness.com, California is on track to harvest approximately 3.6 million tons of grapes this year, down from a 4 million average. Water issues continue to plague California growers, with some winemakers in the Russian River Valley having their water allowances curtailed since May. Yields at vineyards on the Central Coast are predicted to be average this year. The lower yields across the state are putting the vines under less stress, so the need for water is less, which is a blessing given the dry conditions this year. In Napa, Matt Crafton of Chateau Montelena told the Napa Valley Register that while yields were slightly below estimates this year, the grape quality so far has been excellent to outstanding with plenty of concentration. At Trefethen Vineyards in Oak Knoll, John Rule reports that the Pinot, Sauvignon, and Chardonnay crop is on the light side, but the flavors have been fantastic. Patch.com reports that the Old Farmer's Almanac says a season of shivers with brutally cold temperatures and lots of snow awaits much of the United States this winter. In California, the almanac predicts a mild and dry winter. The old almanac's prediction is not far off from what the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's forecast was last month. There's a 70% chance that the Golden State could be in for another La Nina winter between November and January of 2022, according to NOAA. Just saying there's going to be a La Nina doesn't mean it's going to be dry and drought, NOAA climate scientist Michelle LeCourre told KTLA. We have certainly had La Nina winters where, lo and behold, there's more precipitation than expected. That's just less common. The Napa Valley Grape Growers and Napa Valley Farm Worker Foundation hosted their annual Harvest Stomp Fundraiser Saturday, August 28th at Round Pond Estates' historic pole barn. The event was record-breaking with a dedicated community of grape growers, vineyard managers, winery owners, wine lovers, and vineyard professionals, raising a record-breaking $2.7 million net for the two organizations. Another highlight of the evening was the annual Fund a Need, which raises critical donations for the NVG and Farm Worker Foundation. Founded by the Napa Valley Grape Growers in 2011, to date, the Farm Worker Foundation has offered education and professional development opportunities to more than 21,000 vineyard workers and their families. Beauregard Vineyards embarks on their 76th harvest in the Santa Cruz Mountains this year. They began harvesting estate Chardonnay from the family's Beauregard Ranch in the early morning hours of September 1st in a blanket of fog. For winemaker Ryan Beauregard, who grew up on their Bonnie Doon Ranch where his father Jim still lives to this day, it represents not only his 23rd harvest, but also a profound departure from last year when the CZU fire nearly wiped out his entire livelihood, home, and vineyards. Due to unrelenting smoke and ash, last year's beautiful crop was rendered unusable. But efforts by Ryan and his stalwart neighbors saved the vineyards. Says Beauregard, "This is a proud moment for my family as we celebrate our 76th harvest from a property that was originally planted in the 1880s. It's amazing to think that grapes have been harvested from this land for 135 years. We may have lost all of our crop last year, but we're going to do the best to make this the finest wine ever from this vintage." The Beauregard family also owns the Slow Coast Wine Bar in Davenport on Highway 1. For more information, check out BeauregardVineyards.com. A roadside spot for Wagyu burgers has now opened up in Encinitas. San Diego Eater.com reports it's located on the North Coast Highway, just blocks from Moonlight Beach. Hamburger Hut is a new coastal North County spin on a classic roadside hamburger stand. The streamlined menu from executive chef Andrew Halverson revolves around flat-top charred patties made from a Wagyu beef blend. Available with or without cheese as a single, double, or triple burger. They're served on a King Hawaiian roll, topped with lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, and a 10,000 Island sauce. Halverson's take on traditional Thousand Island dressing. There's also fries and more, plus a riff on carne asada fries, a mostly local beer and wine list. For now, the new Hamburger Hut is open Wednesday to Sunday, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., but they do plan to expand their hours in the future, as well as diversify the menu with fish tacos and a vegan salad. Thanks for checking out the California Stories podcast from My Wine Radio. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. You can hear California Stories each hour following our 50-minute music sweeps at mywineradio.com. We'll see you next time on the California Stories podcast from My Wine Radio.